you know when people put fake names. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say this on serious.
Can't be that bad.
It's gonna be a long weekend.
I mean, you already started saying it.
Well, I want to say it was like CEO for Dragon Ball Fighters this year. There were 2 players, one named Mike Ox Long.
Oh yeah, Mike Oxlong and Jack Ingoff.
AJ, don't wait up for us. Just start it. Just get us going. Get us out of here, AJ.
Jacking.
Send it. Send it.
Yeah. They are
They
good to
meant
go
bracket.
in there.
So these are. We saw Squirtle Zelda earlier. I think it's a rough matchup for very evident reasons. Sheik,
bad.
Squirtle, I have also heard, is a kind of a rough matchup for Sheik.
Yeah.
I could see it. Due to low profile mostly. But also Squirtle's tech rolls are awful. So there's like a counterbalance there.
I'm dialed in. The Squirtle players are full of shit. Yes, his tech rolls are bad, but that guy is sliding. So it's like
Well,
hard
like
to
shit,
cover.
that doesn't really affect Sheik very much. Because like you're most of the time you're dashing with them anyway, or you're just getting the regrab.
That's true. But I will say Squirtle is harder to tech chase than.
Yeah.
just, his tech rolls are bad.
Just hit him.
Also, Dirt just ripped 2F smashes and it worked.
This is for
that
Sheik.
move
This is
sure does
definitely
have armor.
like you want to try to use Crawl to deal with Water Gun. This is definitely a back air in place matchup for Sheik. Do a whole lot of retreating back air in place. Try to get a grab somehow. There's not a whole lot that Squirtle does that is grabbable. So you really have to do like you have to condition for boost grab a whole lot. I really like. I understand the whole Shielda thing, but I feel like I'd really just like to see her stay Sheik.
Because we were talking about how we've seen this matchup already, someone describe the difference between Rai and Tuck.
I think Rai goes for slightly more technical options, I'd say. A little bit less Nehrus, a lot more up B.
Rai abuses her rectangle.
Yeah, she does a lot. She uses the angles on her box to do some funky shit with up B. But in terms of like aggression, I'd say they're about the same.
They're pretty similar.
Yeah.
But
I'd say Rai also uses a bit more Nair.
yeah. Rai does a lot more like waveland out of her aerials than Henry does.
They use Dins differently, but I can't describe to you how.
What
a weird
butt
grab.
grabs. Yeah. Okay.
I love the approaching moves there.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah. This is not a Zelda matchup.
No, it's not.
This is not a matchup that you play Zelda in.
Nah, I don't think it's a Sheik matchup either because her
No,
Sheik was not working.
I think well, she only
Played
gave
it
it
for
one
like
stock.
one stock.
Yeah,
That's
like
true.
you can't really say that when it was just one stock.
3, 2, 1, go!
Keep this man on the mic.
This guy does not want to play the game.
Yeah.
Going back to Zelda.
Yeah,
and Yoshi's.
Again, the Yoshi's pick, just like Henry. Dirt, I feel like Dirt, something that is different is that Dirt is approaching much less than against Henry. He's being a bit more patient versus Rai.
Something I'm noticing is that
A lot more water gun.
Henry Tuck was doing sort of like a trying to time Nehrus in place to catch the approach. Rai seems to be doing the B reverse thing we were seeing with the needles earlier, but approaching and sort of purposefully undershooting on purpose.
So these aerial or Nehrus into spot dodges are working now for Rai, but I feel like Dirtboy is going to start killing her for it.
Yeah.
So it's happening a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zelda doesn't have a ton of really fast options to do, even though Nehru's auto-cancel is obviously very strong. There's not a whole lot of quick things that she can do out of it to make it, like...
It's like down smash, but...
Yeah, you get down smash, spot dodge, and roll, mostly, are kind of your go-tos.
Oh.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
spot.
nice triangle jump.
I always felt that if I played, because whenever I played Zelda, I would always look for like the
Oh, yep.
Yeah,
option.
That's the
the
difference.
rectangle
That's
thing.
the difference right there. Is Rai does that.
What were you saying, Connor?
I would always look for option into spot dodge and just punish that all the time. And I feel like if a Zelda just did option into dash attack towards me, I would get 4 stocks.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Nobody
that's
ever
so
did.
True, yeah. Oh, that I don't really understand. Maybe
Yep.
up throw kick doesn't combo.
Nice.
Oh, that was so
clean.
sick.
That was so clean. The
That was
nair.
so fucking cool. I think Rai's just getting, like, she's hitting her setups. That's
Yeah.
kind of the difference. Neutral hasn't been, like, too different. I think if Dirt started doing the approaches he was doing against Henry, he'd have a bit more luck, but he's playing very reserved.
That was insane.
Whole
Yeah,
Holy
that
shit.
just that kills it. Yep.
The platform waveland to catch the slide off with grab was
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
wild.
Rai's playing absurd. You know what? Shutting me up. She should stay Zelda.
Oh, missed the strong.
Although I will say she's not. She's a lot of this can be chalked up to Yoshi's.
For real. Like, up air's not killing it. 79 on not Yoshi's.
I think Dirt's doing some weird stuff too.
Yeah.
He's throwing out like. I think a big thing that Rai is doing that Tuck wasn't really doing is low kicks. Tuck was doing a lot of rising kicks, and Squirtle was just sliding under. Whereas Rai's just like she hasn't really done rising kick at all. She's been doing low kick pretty much every time, which is kind of what you have to do.
Jay,
Yeah.
can you maybe pull the mic a little closer to your mouth? I could not hear you at all, like when you were saying.
Might not even be live.
It
Is that-
was earlier.
Is that Beethoven's Fifth in my ear?
Test, test, test.
There we
There
go.
you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
That was one of Chris's music suggestions for the build.
Was it really?
Yeah.
That's so sick.
I think he suggested for Elise, Beethoven's Fifth, and one other piece. I can't remember.
From
Quick,
Chris?
Quick 51. Yeah,
We're talking about this.
yeah, Chris. We're talking about Uncle O right
All
now.
right, all right. That's somehow not surprising.
One thing I did see Dirt do a lot more in game 1 against the Sheik was like abuse armor more. Like there was a time when he
Sheik doesn't have good answers to armor.
I don't think Zelda does either.
No, yeah, she does. All of her moves have a million knockback and electric effects.
Does that affect armor with the electric effect?
No, it doesn't.
The way I was seeing it before against Tuck is that all these multi-hit moves were coming out, but then Squirtle would just pinball around on the outside, and because Rai is spacing a little bit more aggressively from what I can tell and getting more up in the business, some of the multi-hits are connecting more in her favor.
There's less dins being thrown out in neutral, which offers less opportunities to punish that too.
Yeah,
Right.
I think the way Rai is playing the matchup is correct, where she's aiming low to try to hit Squirtle, like when he's trying to go under you, and then just spacing really well, and then trying to punish as hard as possible, focusing on getting grabs, getting up throw up air.
Once Dirt got the kind of feel for how neutral should be getting played out in this stage, though, she switched straight away.
Yeah, I think that's the good thing about Rai and how she switches is she tells me a lot of the time she'll just switch for like a pace change. If she feels like her opponent has
Great rising there.
figured out pacing, she'll just switch.
Sheik's rising aerials actually hit low enough to hit Squirtle, so you can use them a bit more liberally than you can with Zelda.
Up the top.
That
I'm
kill,
surprised that killed.
I'm surprised that killed too. That
Yeah.
was like Fox up smash kill percent.
Yeah,
That was pretty good DI too.
yeah.
That does so much
Okay,
damage.
yeah, now the
Why
water
does it do
guns,
so
water
much?
guns coming out.
Yeah,
no,
it
no,
does
no, like,
so
I must not speak. I must not speak. I will be in big trouble.
Oh, and it
I'll
looks
keep
like
it to myself.
looks like the platform heights on this stage are not great for Sheik. Because
Yeah.
her backwards short hop just nilled. which
Yeah,
is-
well,
I always
that
hate
can
Well,
it.
no,
be
she
re-
does
that
that
can-
on purpose.
that can be really
She does that on
good.
purpose.
Yeah, but I always hated it personally. Unless I was like intending to do it, but I don't know.
It is technically better.
69.
But one thing about, and I talked to Pleba about this at one point. One of his main complaints with PM, because I played him back when Wario Land was legal.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, in Melee, under the Yoshi's platform, because it's the same, right? When I do the backflip, if I do the fair early enough, it won't do the nil. But in this game, it always does. Was his main complaint, and I was like, that seems right.
Yeah.
It might just be like oh, this feels different melee thing, but it could also just be harder.
Yeah. Oh. I feel like she could have gone for dash attack there instead of kick.
Looks like Dirt's trying to make some more space.
Yeah, no, Dirt. The style differential between how he's playing against Rai and how he played against Henry, with almost no prompt, like nothing really to make him play differently, is very interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
It might just be some of the stuff Rai's doing versus some of the stuff Henry's
Yeah,
doing.
I think now that we're at this point in the set, that makes sense. But he started playing very differently from the get-go.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe that grab whiffed.
Right?
These are the combos we were seeing earlier.
Ow.
Yeah, that's the disadvantage of picking a stage with a low ceiling.
Yeah. She didn't really get hit by it on Yoshi's, but
For those who haven't been paying much attention to the current P+ patches, this is reskinned Castle Siege.
You can just say my name.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. You would actually catch both of us if you just said,
Yeah,
said
true,
our name.
true.
Yeah,
Very
this is just
efficient.
this is just
Yeah,
Castle,
for
this is just
Connor on the
this
couch.
is just Castle Siege.
Okay.
Okay, and what's Castle Siege?
you beat me to it. We're so old.
No, I've watched service of Castle Siege. It's fine. Oh yeah, almost reacted to the SDI.
oh,
I like the read. I think a little closer and it would work.
That almost killed. I think she was trying to SDI up to get out of the uppie and almost died because of it.
that forward throw mix-up is so strong.
Crawl attack is
Yeah, it
so good.
I think you can option select the Squirtle down throw, forward throw mix up, but it's hard. I never learned how to actually get the frame data to work for it.
Sorry. That was so funny looking.
Why does it does like 16?
I know.
Does it do
Yeah.
16?
Listen,
Yeah,
you're
the
preaching to the choir.
the last stock VOM is coming out.
Is that the bomb?
I don't know if the bombs can make a real difference here.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Dirt woke up.
Yeah.
He
yeah,
decided
Dirt
to
turned
start
up
pressing
the
the B button.
I know. I'm telling you, he only ever presses the B button on last stock. It's kind of curious how that works.
He's a crawl
Oh,
attack Squirtle. He's
gosh.
not a bubble Squirtle.
Yeah.
Wow.
That last one was
I'm awake.
kind of
That was
kind of messed up.
fast.
I was expecting a lot more Squirtle Zelda to happen before ending, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was expecting a lot slower sets. But
Hey, that's good for the schedule because we were an